Rumors are that allegedly the network is officially done with Real Housewives of Atlanta. What's going on? I have some new information that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. All right, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly the network is officially done with Real Housewives of Atlanta. What's going on? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more, and here it goes. Things aren't looking too good for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Allegedly, the network is done with the franchise and ready to call it quits over several missteps from production. The source said, the network's patience has officially run out. They have tried everything to support their once network crown jewel, but now they are over it. Allegedly, the network doesn't see any benefits of continuing to beat a dead horse. Yes, said the source, they would love to see Real Housewives of Atlanta back at number 1, but now believe that is no longer achievable. Production has really let the network down. They overpromised and underdelivered. No one seems to know what they're doing anymore, said the source, and it's clear to the network that production isn't interested in solving their major issues. The source continued, many at the network are growing increasingly frustrated, allegedly with multiple housewife franchises. But Real Housewives of Atlanta is the biggest thorn in their side. Why? Because the network knows that Real Housewives of Atlanta can bring the drama and the high ratings, but they just seem to be stuck in failure to launch mode. The network has all the resources to save Real Housewives of Atlanta, said the source, but production doesn't know how to use them. It seems everyone behind the scenes has given up, so the network doesn't see any use of continuing to fight for Real Housewives of Atlanta and their survival on the network. The many lawsuits the network is facing, along with Andy's issues, I'm sure the network doesn't want to shell out any more money to the housewife franchises, said the source. Saving Real Housewives of Atlanta is going to take a huge investment in order to fix, one even fans are not sure production deserves. The source continued, production has really let the fans down, and at this point, they need to be completely replaced. It's really the only way to save Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, kinfolk, this is some information that's coming out of season 16 filming of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I can't say I'm surprised by any of this because we have been getting leaks all week long, actually for the last 2 weeks, about the frustration that is going on behind the scenes with filming and with production. So the first part of this rumor that I want to comment on is this. You know, we really cannot blame blame the network for production's issues, because as my sources are saying, that production, that network has all of the tools and resources that production needs to make this season work. And the fact that production does not know how to utilize those tools and those resources is very concerning. And I can see why they're tired of putting more money into Real Housewives of Atlanta when they're not seeing a return on their investment. Now, the reason why I think that this is going to be an ongoing issue for the network with production is this. Production seems to have a huge ego, and their ego has, in my opinion, been the reason why these seasons have not been hitting like they're supposed to. When you look at all of the things and all the decision making that production has made, it seems to be rooted in ego. Once you let Nene go, you didn't have the opportunity to allow her to explain herself. And it seems as if when she punched back at production took it too hard. they really took it to a place that it did not need to go. And even Nene said that it just went out of hand and completely left. And I think that's why she ended up dropping her lawsuit, because everything that they were going through with Nene was definitely fixable. But it seemed like their ego would not allow them to drop what their issue was with Nene. And that was the original issue, and the first time I really saw how production and their ego and their inability to put petty differences aside with cast members was going to really be the downfall of the franchise. And now we're seeing it play out over and over again. And so with production having this ego of feeling like they don't have to really come to work and produce these ladies, and allowing some ladies to produce the entire show or try to produce the other ladies on the cast, it's showing that that method is backfiring, but they're still doing it. Because I think in their minds, their ego is saying, you're right, everyone else is wrong. And no matter how many times that approach backfires, they continue to do it. Just look at Kenya. You know, Kenya, in my opinion, was doing something that she probably felt their production was okay with. And so she's trying to produce the other ladies. She's trying to create drama for filming. And instead of allowing production to do their job to facilitate that drama, to facilitate those fights, and to guide the ladies on how to carry a storyline, they are just deciding to allow one housewife to do all their work on their own. And you see how that crashed and burned for Kenya, or how she crashed and burned, the same way Porsha did, the same way Nene did, and the same way Giselle is doing currently at Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, kinfolk, the third thing about this rumor that I can see as being factual is this. It seems as if production has no clear mission on how to fix everything that's going on. If you have a clear mission, it's going to really dictate all your decision making. And it seems as if that the network, the production does not have a clear vision or mission for Real Housewives of Atlanta, because their decisions are being made on the spur of the moment. If your mission was, let's say, to create just explosive drama, right? Then what Kenya did, you already have in your mindset, yes, why it was crazy, why it was uncouth, and yes, why allegedly it was very disrespectful and distasteful, and could have been adult, content revenge. It adds to your mission of having an explosive season. So I feel like production does not even know the message they want to send to the fans with this season. And that's why they're so on the fence about, do we keep Kenya or do we not keep Kenya? And that is the reason why I feel like production has no clear vision. Where there's no vision, things will fail. And it seems as if production is walking directly into that. And so if they had a clear vision, they would know how to move forward. They would know how to cast, what women to cast, what women not to cast. And that all plays into them understanding the assignment, something they have not been understanding for quite some time now. And I can see why the network could possibly be frustrated with them because of that. Now, kinfolk, the last thing I want to talk about in regards to this rumor, I think is just what is needed in order to fix this season, in order to fix this franchise for the better, and I think you all will agree, and it's this. It is just simply time for the network to change our production companies. At this point, I think everyone needs to put their differences aside with Carlos. And I know everyone's going to be like, Carlos, he's gone, he doesn't come back. But to be perfectly honest with you, I think at this point, that's the only producer that understands this group of women and understand how these group of women interact and how they operate. Because the production company they have right now does not seem like they're invested in the lives of these women of color, or they don't seem like they understand how women of color operate and how they maneuver in a group. And it seems as if that this disconnect is really what is driving the franchise down. And it's time for them to change production companies. I would definitely say bring Carlos King back. At this point, even bring Mona Scott King to the table, because I think Mona Scott Young, to the table, because I believe she even has a better understanding of how black women work on an ensemble cast. And it's very unfortunate because you want to be able to say you have a diverse group of producers bringing a diverse perspective to the franchise. But that just simply isn't working for Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this major change is needed in order for the network to save the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. And that's even if that's what they want to do. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think it's time for the network just to wash their hands with Real Housewives of Atlanta and end the series while it's on somewhat of a high? Or do you think that it's time for the network to officially drop the production company and get a new production company into the mix in order to save this legacy franchise? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over the next one. Peace.